Good morning, everyone. Things are going good. Had a good day with my son, so I'm able to get caught up on stuff now. Continuing on with Revelation. And again, it's not linear. We have a summary in chapter 6 and 7. And now we're going to get into some detail. We saw the detail of the two beasts, not to be confused with the harlot beast. She is also referred to as the beast. Anything that's not pleasant and run by Satan is a beast. They have all kinds of names. You see how many names we have for Satan. All right, so we're going to look at Revelation 14:1, if you want to turn with me there. I'll get into some stuff at the end. Sometimes people don't like me talking before the lesson. That way, if they don't want to hear me talking, you can turn off after you've heard the lesson. Okay. And I saw and behold the Lamb standing on the Mount of Zion, and with him 144,000, having his name and the name of his Father written on their foreheads. 144,000 are in the second half of the tribulation, with Jesus standing with them. Interesting. I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters and the voice of a great thunder, which voice which I heard was the voice of harpers harping with their harps. I can picture Harpo Marx. I don't know if any of you old enough to know who Harpo Marx is. He's one of the Marx brothers. They were a bunch of Jewish comedians. They made their start in vaudeville and transitioned into the movies. Groucho Marx had it's all painted on, but it was a big mustache. And when he didn't have the mustache on, you didn't recognize him, so he could walk around. But everybody, his brothers, you'd recognize him. But Harpo played the harp, and he played it good. Most of these people that were back then were multi-talented, and they were Jewish. And I'm sure that aggravated Satan. And they sing, as it were, a new song before the throne and before the four living creatures and the elders, that no man could learn the song save the 144,000. They're victorious, the 144,000, standing with the Lamb. We were told about him back in 7. 6 had the seals and the introduction of the Antichrist. 13 had the Antichrist described. Now we got the 144,000 covered in Revelation 7. Now we're getting some detail here. These are they that were not defiled by women, for they were virgins. Don't know if that's literal or figurative, but their spirits are definitely aligned with God. These are they that follow the Lamb wherever he goes. These were purchased from among men to be the first fruits of God and under the Lamb. Again, we have other people that are first fruits, so this is for this time frame. These people survived till the end, and they will be the first fruits that help reseed the world, essentially, during the Millennium. So you got to understand the figurativeness of this and when it was written about. And in their mouth was found no lie, they that are without blemish. These are the people that he's starting the Millennium with. There will be others, but these people will be in the Millennium. He starts it with good, perfect people. After 1,000 years, we have Armageddon. Even good, perfect people, without the influence of Satan, can still be corrupted over a few generations. Sad. And I saw another angel flying in mid-heaven. There's multiple levels of heaven, having eternal good tidings to proclaim unto them that dwell on the earth. For under every nation, tongue, tribe, tongue, and people. Remember that combination. That means the whole world. And he saith with a great voice, Fear God and give him glory, for the hour of his judgment is come. Worship him that made the heaven and the earth, and the sea, and the fountains of the waters. It's kind of a summary at the end. And another second angel followed, saying, Fallen, fallen is Babylon the great, that hath made all the nations to drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. God's wrath basically is because of all the things that happened before. The Antichrist, the beast, who set the world up for the Antichrist, the harlot beast. And another angel, a third, followed them, saying with a great voice, If any man worships the beast and his image, and receiveth the mark on his forehead or upon his hand, he also shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God. Hell wasn't created for man. Hell was created for Satan and his followers. For the wrath of God, which is prepared unmixed in the cup of his anger, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment goeth up for ever and ever, and they have no rest day and night. They that worship the beast and his image, and whoever receives the mark of his name. As I've said before, if you don't make the rapture and you've seen this video, never take the mark of the beast. I don't care if you have to starve to death. Starving to death would be a better death than this. Here is the patience of the saints, that they keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. Lots of people wanting to chime in. And I heard a voice from heaven saying, Right, blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, for their works follow them. And I saw, and behold, a white cloud, and on the cloud I saw one sitting like unto the Son of Man. Jesus again, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the temple, crying with a great voice to him that sat on the cloud, Send forth thy sickle and reap. That's another one of those angels / Christ. We've had 3 of them so far that we could, some people interpret it as one, some interpret it as another. It doesn't matter. They're all in heaven when they come to do this work. Angels come from heaven, Jesus comes from heaven. Who does the work doesn't matter. For the hour to reap is come, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And he that sat on the cloud cast his sickle upon the earth, and the earth was reaped. Again, this is just cleanup. Now, we're going to see they're going to go back and revisit some of the stuff in more detail. We get summary, detail, and then more detail. Another angel came out from the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, he that hath power over fire. And he called with a great voice to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, Send forth thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel cast the sickle to the earth, and gathered the vintage of the earth, and cast it into the winepress, the great winepress, the wrath of God. What do you do with the winepress? You squeeze it and get all the good juices out of it. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and there came out blood from the winepress, even unto the bridles of the horses, for as far as 1,600 furlongs. Blood deep A lot of blood. Finishing up, we're going to go on to 15, and I'm going to get more of this wrath of God stuff out of the way. I really don't like reading this. It has to come, but I don't like it. And it's part of the Bible, and I can't deny it. That's why I'm teaching it. But I don't like teaching it. It's not the good part. There are plenty of good parts in the Bible. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having 7 plagues. Oh, joy, which are the last. For in them is finished the wrath of God. And I saw as it were a sea of glass, mingled with fire, and them that come off victorious from the beast, and from his image, and from the number of his name, standing by the sea of glass, having harps of God. We just saw about harps, didn't we? And they sang the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, O Lord God. Righteous and true are thy ways, thou King of the ages. Who shall not fear, O Lord, and glorify thy name? For thou art holy, for all the nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy righteous acts have been made manifest. Again, just final cleanup. Everything that's left. People that are left are going to be praising. People that can't praise are not there. And after these things I saw in the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony in heaven was opened. And there came out from the temple 7 angels that had 7 plagues, arrayed with precious stone, pure and bright, girt about their breasts with golden girdles. I don't know what these people look like. But there's lots of jewels and gold and everything in heaven. I'm anxious to see it. And one of the 4 living creatures gave unto the 7 angels 7 golden bowls full of the wrath of God. The final punishment. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God and from his power. And no one was able to enter the temple until the 7 plagues of the 7 angels should be finished. I could start reading the bowls, but quite frankly, it's depressing. I know it's God doing what has to be done. But the wrath is applied to people. They may not be good people, but I don't like seeing anybody suffer. It's like, couldn't we find another way? He's tried many times. I love the Chinese food at the Panda. I can eat that stuff up to a point. We can ask God to not do this, but you can't. This is stuff that has to be done. The people were given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And they still fist up, cursing God, all the way to the end. Satan definitely doing that. Satan's followers definitely doing that. People that believe the lie are going to do that all the way up until the end. As much as it hurts me to see this stuff happening, God is feeling it too. Don't think he's not. He doesn't want to do this. He created Lucifer, and Lucifer turned on him. He's still here. God didn't want to get rid of him. He's using him. He's using him to do the things that he couldn't do. But his angels are doing this stuff now. Satan was involved in the first half. Well, and some. But basically the seals and the trumpets. The bowls, those are God's. That's why the angels are going to be pouring the stuff out. 7 plagues. He's not given up on the people that are left. But he's pulled people out. He's using the winepress to test the people to see if anybody is worthy to be rescued. We're already gone. The rapture's already happened a long time ago in this reading. This is for the people that were left. There will be Christians left. But the rest of the world is going to suffer greatly, crying, screaming, calling out for help, but refusing to submit to God. I don't know what these people expect. I can't see things the way they do. I can't believe that anybody would be so stupid as to sit there and punch themselves in the face. That's essentially what they're doing. Cut their nose off to spite their face, as the expression is. Pray that God will find those in time that are willing to accept Him and save them from all this. It says if you're martyred, you get out early. You don't have to suffer all of it. And then you get, of course, as martyrs, you get to go to heaven if you're a Christ martyr. There are going to be people that want to die and can't. Okay. Seeing the beast beaten down, seeing the Antichrist beaten down, is not as bad as just seeing all the people suffer here. They're going to suffer because of those, of the harlot and the Antichrist. But when they finally get it, that's a little bit better. But we're going to do the bowls of wrath next, so be prepared. And pray for the world, because the world needs God desperately. We already know that. And we still, even as Christians, need Him all the time. Pray without ceasing. Till we meet in the clouds. God bless. It's a foggy morning this morning. You can hear the crows.